Good evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is meeting the US President as we speak at the White House. This is the first in-person meeting between the two leaders after Mr. Biden became president in January. Prime Minister Modi is also attending the Quad Summit tonight. After his bilateral talks with Mr. Biden, Prime Minister Modi is attending the first in-person Quad Summit hosted by the US President. The Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga are also attending. The Quad Summit aims to boost cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region amidst China's growing dominance in the area. The Quad nations, Australia, India, Japan and the US, will announce a new working group on space, a supply chain initiative and a 5G diversification effort, apart from discussing issues like challenges in the Indo-Pacific, climate change and the COVID-19 pandemic. But let's just bring you a couple of images. Let's go full screen on this video of Prime Minister Modi entering the White House, and then this meeting the US President Joe Biden, his first in-person meeting with the US President. They have spoken on the phone earlier on. There was a meeting with the US Vice President Kamala Harris in Washington prior to this yesterday. But this is an all-important meeting, perhaps something that will give direction to the Indo-US relationship. In just the last little while, we've seen a couple of important tweets which have come in, both from Kamala Harris and from President Biden as well. So let's just take a look at what Biden has said. He says, this morning, I'm hosting Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let's have that tweet up if we can. This morning, I'm hosting Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the White House for a bilateral meeting. I look forward to strengthening the deep ties between our two nations, working to uphold a free and open Indo-Pacific and tackling everything from COVID-19 to climate change. And we've also had a tweet from Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, in just the last little while, where she said, so that's actually what Biden said, but I'm just going to read out what Kamala Harris has said. I met with Prime Minister Modi to reaffirm the strategic partnership between the United States and India. Working together, we can make progress on important global issues, from the COVID-19 pandemic to the climate crisis to strengthening and defending democracy. That's what Kamala Harris has also tweeted in just the last little while. But before we start our conversations with some incredible experts looking at the Indo-US equation, also the Quad formation and that important Quad meeting that's up next, let's bring you a story of what this visit and this meeting between Biden and Modi is really about.
आपका उपराष्ट्रपति के नाते चुने जाना अपने आप में एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण घटना है, ऐतिहासिक घटना है.
India, of course, is a very important partner to the United States. Throughout our history, our nations have worked together, have stood together to make our world a safer and stronger world.
A much-anticipated meeting between a US Vice President who has proudly acknowledged her Indian roots and India's Prime Minister, the first such meeting since Harris took over. For India, the big takeaways of the meeting were conversations on the role of Pakistan and terrorism.
The Vice President Suomoto referred to Pakistan's role in that regard, and all the need to rein in and closely monitor Pakistan's support for such terrorist groups.
Significantly, the US Vice President also reiterated the overriding priority of her administration, the protection of democratic values and institutions. She is the third senior US leader to have made this reference in talks with India since the Biden administration took over. India interprets this as a positive mention.
As democracies around the world are under threat, it is imperative that we defend democratic principles and institutions within our respective countries and around the world.
The Vice President, I think, appreciated the fact that both of our countries represented large and successful democracies, and that we needed to continue to work not only within our own countries but with other countries to promote the brand of democracy.
The focus now shifts to the big meetings today, the first bilateral between President Biden and Prime Minister Modi, and the Quad Summit, where leaders of the US, Japan, India and Australia will meet. The meeting with the Quad comes just days after the UK, Australia and the US formed a security pact in the Asia-Pacific region with an eye on China. The key question, does that take away from the relevance of the Quad as a grouping? Ankita Mukherjee for NDTV.
Well, joining us, Patsy Virakuswara. She's the White House Bureau Chief of Voice of America. Thank you very much, Patsy, for being with us. What's on the agenda of the talks between India and the United States?
Well, I think the report that was played recently by you and your station lays it out quite well. You know, this is climate change. This is COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously, there's going to be some questions about deliverables coming out of the Quad summit in terms of India's production of vaccines with the financial backing of the U.S. as well as Japan, and a host of other issues, including cooperation between the U.S. and India on space, as well as securing semiconductor supply chain. So these are big issues that would deepen the relationship between the two countries. Right now, the two leaders are actually still meeting about 150 meters away from me on my left at the Oval Office. At the opening of the meeting, the President Biden said that he's looking forward to deepening the relationship, and he also mentioned the special connection due to his vice president's heritage. As you know, Kamala Harris has Indian heritage. So the meeting is still ongoing. We'll see what comes out of the meeting, but certainly this is an important partnership. This is very much underlined by White House officials that I've spoken to, that they do see this. They do see India as a strong partner in terms particularly of containing China in the Indo-Pacific region, as well as holding stability post-U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan.
And yet, Patsy, while India and the United States at some level discuss China and the challenge, there's also this new formation between the United Kingdom, Australia and the United States. And it's all in the Asia-Pacific. And yet very distinct and different formations. So how does the US manage that? What should we make of that?
Yeah, so this issue was raised yesterday in a briefing by a senior administration official previewing the Quad summit. And that exact question was asked, you know, how does AUKUS, this cooperation between the UK, US, as well as Australia, how does that play a role in the Quad summit? How does it impact the two dynamics between the two groupings? And the senior administration officials say that these are two completely separate things. I mean, for one, the Quad summit is an informal greeting. It's not a military alliance. It's more about economic cooperation, deepening and strengthening relationship, while the AUKUS deal is more about supporting Australia with nuclear-powered submarines at a price of, you know, U.S. and French relationship. As we know that the White House is now trying to manage some hurt feelings among from President Macron's government over this deal. So these are two separate things. I think overall you can say that the U.S. is just trying to put its eggs in as many baskets as possible in terms of regional grouping, in terms of strengthening its presence and its partnerships in the region.
Right, Patsy, thank you very much for being with us and sharing a little bit of an insight on what's happening 150 meters away from you. Let's see what happens in a little while from now. We're joined by two very, very special guests. Ambassador Kenneth Ian Juster, the former United States Ambassador to India, joins us. We're also joined by William Cohen, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Cohen Group, the former Secretary of Defense of the United States, both of whom have followed the equation, the relationship with India very, very closely indeed. Secretary Cohen, let me come to you first, sir. India obviously feels the United States departure from Afghanistan perhaps more than most other nations. There is a big vacuum as far as India is concerned. Do you believe that President Biden will or he should reassure India with specific security assurances linked to Pakistan after America's departure from Afghanistan?
Well, I think he should, and I believe he will. I think the United States has to reassure India that Pakistan is not going to become a haven for those moving back and forth between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and thereby pose a problem to all of the countries in the region and the United States on a long-term basis. So I think it has sent a signal the way in which we exited Afghanistan, and the fact that we didn't anticipate that the government would collapse so quickly. I think that sent a signal that India's security was in fact impacted. And so I think that President Biden is going to do everything in his power to reassure India that we will take India's concerns into consideration, because there are concerns as well, ultimately.
Ambassador Juster, what really is the point of the Quad now, given the fact that you've got this new equation, AUKUS, the United Kingdom, Australia, and the United States, and that is more sharp-ended and more pointed when it comes to dealing with the physical threat of China? Does India, or for that matter the United States, require a Quad to be discussing vaccines and climate change?
Well, let me put some of these developments in context. The bilateral meeting that's happening today in person with President Biden and Prime Minister Modi on the heels of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan and somewhat chaotic conditions and the perception that created, on the heels of the announcement of the Australia-UK-U.S. Enhanced Defense Partnership and the making of nuclear submarines. And I would add the Quad and the recent announcement by China that it's seeking to join the Trans-Pacific Partnership. These are all independent but interrelated, in some cases complementary measures that are occurring in the Indo-Pacific region, which is fast becoming the most dynamic area of the world and the center of gravity of international affairs, yet the tectonic plates of stability are moving. And what's happening is the United States, India, and other countries are trying to construct a new architecture for a free and open Indo-Pacific. The Quad is meant to try to build habits of cooperation among 4 democracies in the region, working across a set of issues that will continue to expand and to deepen, and they'll also work at times with other countries outside of the Quad. But India primarily, but maybe some of the others, has not wanted the Quad to be explicitly involved in military activities, because India, which is in a different geographical position than the others because it has a long land border with the Chinese, does not want to be provocative of China in a way that might cause and lead to a military confrontation. At the same time, I believe it welcomes the AUKUS relationship, in which the United States and the UK, which have the only 2 countries that share together the nuclear technology, will now bring Australia into that equation. So they're different initiatives, but they're complementary and interrelated and part of the broader effort to construct an architecture in the region.
Secretary Cohen, does this perhaps have also to do with the US reluctance to share military nuclear technology with India? It has come up in talks and it's never really progressed. And, you know, obviously there is that reluctance as far as sharing that sort of technology with Japan is, you know, that's also a factor, and therefore Japan and India not part of AUKUS. Do you believe that the underlying basis of AUKUS is the transfer of military nuclear technology?
Well, we have, in fact, provided civilian nuclear technology in working with India, and that started back with both the Clinton administration working through the Bush administration all the way through. So in terms of looking at India's civilian nuclear capabilities and needs, the United States has been quite supportive. With respect to whether or not we would supply nuclear.
और उसके बाद भारत की प्रेस के लोगों ने मुझसे पूछा कि क्या मेरे कोई अपने प्रिय गए मेरे कोई रिश्तेदार भारत में हैं?
I said, I'm not sure, but when I was elected as a 29-year-old kid in 1972, before I was sworn in, I got a letter from a person named Biden, last name, in Mumbai, from Mumbai.
तो मैंने कहा कि मुझे मालूम नहीं, लेकिन जब मैं 29 साल का था और 1972 की बात है, उस समय जब मेरी समय पर मेरी जो कदम मुझे उठानी थी, उस समय मुझे किसी व्यक्ति ने खत भेजा था, उसका उन्होंने कहा कि मेरा नाम भी आखिरी नाम बाइडेन है, वो भारत से थे.
And I said, but I never was able to follow up.
वो मैं फिर बाद में ढूंढ नहीं पाया.
Next morning I had a press conference going away, and the Indian press said, someone spoke up, you have 5 Bidens in India.
और अगले दिन जब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई तो इंडियन प्रेस ने मुझे बताया कि आपके यहाँ पर 5 लोग हैं जो उनका आखिरी नाम बाइडेन है.
And although we never admitted it jokingly, that I found out that there was a Captain George Biden who was a captain of the East Indian Tea Company.
और मजाक नहीं, मैंने कहा कि हाँ एक जॉर्ज बाइडेन थे जो कि इंडियन टी कंपनी में कैप्टन थे.
That's hard for an Irishman to admit.
ये थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है किसी भी आरिश मूल के व्यक्ति के लिए मानना.
I shouldn't be so casual. I hope you understand the humor. But, and the end result was that he apparently stayed and married an Indian woman. And I've never been able to track it down. So the whole purpose of this meeting is for you to help me figure out.
तो मैं थोड़ा अनौपचारिक रूप में कह रहा हूँ कि उन्होंने कहा कि उन्होंने किसी भारतीय मूल की महिला से शादी की थी और उसको ढूंढ नहीं पाया था, तो मुझे आशा है कि एक ना एक दिन हम उसका पता लगाएंगे.
But all kidding aside, I think that the relationship between India and the United States, the largest democracies in the world, is destined to be stronger, closer, and tighter, and I think it can benefit the whole world.
लेकिन फिर भी मैं ये कहूँगा कि भारत और अमेरिका के बीच में जो संबंध हैं, हम दोनों सबसे बड़े लोकतंत्र हैं पूरे विश्व में, इन्हें और ज्यादा मजबूत होना है और ज्यादा करीब होना है और एक दूसरे के साथ रहना है.
And I think that's begun to come to pass, and today we're launching a new chapter in the history of U.S.-India ties and taking on some of the toughest challenges we faced together, starting with a shared commitment to ending the COVID pandemic.
तो ऐसा हुआ है और आज हम एक नया अध्याय शुरू कर रहे हैं भारत और अमेरिका के बीच में, और उसका पहला काम है कि हम इस बड़ी महामारी कोविड-19 को समाप्त करने के लिए वचनबद्धता व्यक्त कर रहे हैं.
Prime Minister and I were going to be talking today about what more we can do to fight COVID-19, take on the climate challenges that the world face, and ensure stability in the Indo-Pacific, including with our own Quad partners.
तो आज प्रधानमंत्री और मैं इस बारे में बात करेंगे किस तरह से कोविड महामारी को दूर किया जाए और किस तरह से जलवायु संकट जो बना हुआ है उसको हम निपट सकें और इंडो पैसिफिक में किस तरह से हम अपने आप को सुरक्षित बना सकें.
Of course, our partnership is more than just what we do. It's about who we are. It's rooted in our shared responsibility to uphold democratic values, our joint commitment to diversity, and it's about family ties, including 4 million Indian Americans who make the United States stronger every single day.
हमारी जो आपस में पार्टनरशिप है, जो हमारी सहभागिता है, इससे कहीं ज्यादा है. हम जानते हैं कि हम लोग कौन हैं और हम चाहते हैं कि इसमें एक विविधता हो, एक हमारे आपस में पारिवारिक संबंध है, क्योंकि 4 मिलियन भारतीय मूल के लोग हैं जो यहाँ पर हमें हमारे देश को ज्यादा सुदृढ़ और ज्यादा मजबूत बनाते हैं.
As the world celebrates Mahatma Gandhi's birthday next week, we're all reminded that his message of non-violence, respect, tolerance matters today maybe more than it ever has. And so I'm looking forward to my discussion with the Prime Minister. Thank you.
और अगले सप्ताह जब हम महात्मा गांधी जी का जन्मतिथि मनाएंगे, उस समय पर हमें याद रखना है कि उनके जो बताए हुए मूल्य थे, अहिंसा, लोगों के साथ सहिष्णुता और आदर, ये आज के विश्व में पहले से कहीं ज्यादा इसकी जरूरत है. और प्रधानमंत्री जी हम आपके साथ आगे बातचीत करने के लिए आगे आगे धन्यवाद.
Prime Minister, the floor is yours.
आपका है.
राष्ट्रपति जी, सबसे पहले तो मैं मैत्रीपूर्ण और गर्मजोशी भरा हम सबका भारतीय डेलीगेशन का स्वागत करने के लिए मैं आपका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ.
First of all, Mr. President, I would like to express my gratitude for this very warm welcome, full of friendship, not only to me but to my delegation.
2016 में और 2014 में भी मुझे आपसे विस्तार से बात करने का मौका मिला और उस समय आपने भारत अमेरिका के संबंधों में आपका जो विजन है, जिसको आपने शब्दबद्ध किया था, वो वाकई बहुत ही प्रेरक था. और आज आप राष्ट्रपति के रूप में उस विजन को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जो पुरुषार्थ कर रहे हैं, प्रयास कर रहे हैं, इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं, इसका मैं स्वागत करता हूं।
Mr. President, in 2016 and even before that, in 2014, we had an opportunity to have discussions in detail. And at that time, Mr. President, you had laid out your vision for the relations between India and the United States. And you had enunciated that in great detail. And really, that was a vision that was inspirational. And today, Mr. President, as President, you are making all efforts and taking initiatives to implement that vision, and I warmly welcome that.
आपने भारत में बाइडेन सरनेम के लोगों के सामने अपना डिटेल में जिक्र किया। आपने मेरे साथ भी इस बात का उल्लेख किया था। बाद में मैंने काफी कुछ कागजात खोजने की कोशिश की है, कागजात में लेकर के भी आया हूँ। हो सकता है शायद उसमें तो कुछ आगे का निकल आए, शायद आपको कुछ काम आए।
Mr. President, you have spoken in detail about the burden, the Biden surname in India, and in fact you had mentioned that to me earlier too. Well, after you mentioned it to me, I hunted for documents, and today I have brought along some documents. Maybe we'll be able to take this matter forward, and maybe those documents would be of use to you.
Are we related?
Yes. एक्सेलेंसी, आज की हमारी ये बायोलेटरल समिट, लेकिन मैं देख रहा हूं कि ये दशक 21वीं शताब्दी के तीसरे दशक का ये पहला वर्ष, मैं पूरे दशक की तरफ देख रहा हूं कि आपके नेतृत्व में जो बीज हम बोएंगे, इस पूरा दशक हमारी दृष्टि से बहुत ही भारत और अमेरिका के संबंध में, विश्व के लोकतांत्रिक देशों के लिए एक बहुत ही ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव ये कालखंड रहेगा, ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है।
Mr. President, I firmly believe that in our summit talks and summit meeting today, what I see is that this is the third decade of the 21st century. This is the first year of the third decade. And I see that when I look at the entire decade, I find that under your leadership, the seeds have been sown for the Indo-US relations to expand, and for all democratic countries in the world, this is going to be a transformative period. I can see that very clearly.
जब भारत और अमेरिका के संबंधों में मैं ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव देख रहा हूं, तब मैं देख रहा हूं कि ट्रेडिशन, लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं और मूल्यों को लेकर के जो हम जी रहे हैं और जिसके प्रति हम समर्पित हैं, हम कमिटेड हैं, वो ट्रेडिशन का अपना एक महात्म्य और अधिक बढ़ेगा।
And this is when I see that this transformative period is in Indo-US relations. And when I talk about traditions, I'm talking about democratic traditions, democratic values, traditions to which both our countries are committed. And I find that importance of these traditions will only increase further.
उसी प्रकार से आपने उल्लेख किया 4 मिलियन से अधिक लोग भारत के यहाँ अमेरिका की विकास यात्रा में सहभागी हैं। ये दशक में टैलेंट का अपना एक महत्व है। पीपल टू पीपल, ये टैलेंट इस दशक में बहुत ही प्रभावी भूमिका अदा करेगा और भारत की टैलेंट अमेरिका की विकास यात्रा में पूरी तरह सहभागी होती चली जाए, उसमें आपका योगदान बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है।
In a similar vein, Mr. President, you mentioned the more than 4 million Indian Americans who are participating in the journey of progress of America. And when I look at the importance of this decade and the role that is going to be played by this talent of the Indian Americans, I find that this people-to-people talent will play a greater role, and Indian talent will be a full partner in this relationship. And I see that your contribution is going to be very important in this.
उसी प्रकार से दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा ड्राइविंग फोर्स बन रही है टेक्नोलॉजी। इस दशक में भारत और अमेरिका के रिश्तों में टेक्नोलॉजी, और वो भी पूरी मानवता के लिए उपयोगी हो, उस दिशा में हमारी टैलेंट टेक्नोलॉजी को माध्यम से बहुत बड़ी सेवा कर सकती है और एक बड़ा अवसर हमें उपलब्ध होगा।
Mr. President, in similar lines, the most important driving force in the world today would be that of technology, and the technology that is going to be for the service and for the use of humanity. And I find that opportunities for this are going to be tremendous.
उसी प्रकार से भारत और अमेरिका के बीच ट्रेड का अपना महत्व है, और इस दशक में ट्रेड के क्षेत्र में भी हम एक दूसरे को काफी पूरक हो सकते हैं। बहुत सी चीजें हैं जो अमेरिका पास है, जो भारत को जरूरत है, बहुत सी चीजें भारत के पास है जो अमेरिका के काम आ सकती हैं। तो ट्रेड भी इस दशक का एक बहुत बड़ा क्षेत्र रहेगा।
Similarly, Mr. President, between India and the United States, trade will continue to assume importance, and we find that the trade between our two countries are actually complementary. There are things that you have and there are things that we have, and then we in fact complement each other. And I find that in the area of trade during this decade, that is also going to be tremendously important.
मिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट, आपने अभी 2 अक्टूबर महात्मा गांधी की जन्म जयंती का उल्लेख किया। महात्मा गांधी ट्रस्टीशिप की बात करते थे। ये दशक उस ट्रस्टीशिप के लिए भी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। महात्मा गांधी हमेशा इस बात की वकालत करते थे कि प्लेनेट के हम ट्रस्टी हैं, और हमने हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ियों को एक ट्रस्टी के रूप में ये प्लेनेट को हमने सुपुर्द करना होगा। और ये ट्रस्टीशिप की भावना भी भारत और अमेरिका के बीच के संबंधों में एक बहुत अहमियत रखेगा, और महात्मा गांधी के आदर्शों की पूर्ति के लिए ये ट्रस्टीशिप का सिद्धांत, जो प्लेनेट के लिए हर नागरिक की जिम्मेवारी विश्व के लिए बनती जा रही है।
Mr. President, you just mentioned that on the 2nd of October we will be celebrating the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi always used to talk about the principle of trusteeship of the planet. And this decade, Mr. President, from that point of view, is also going to be important, as this entire principle of trusteeship. It means that the planet that we have to bequeath it to the following generations. And this sentiment of trusteeship is going to assume more and more importance globally, but also between the relations between India and the United States. And it is these ideals that Mahatma Gandhi espoused, where he talked about trusteeship of the planet, and where the responsibility of global citizens is only going to go up.
और राष्ट्रपति जी, जैसे कि विषयों का आपने उल्लेख किया, ये सारे विषय बहुत महत्वपूर्ण हैं, भारत के लिए भी महत्वपूर्ण है। और आपने पदभार संभालने के बाद, चाहे कोविड हो, क्लाइमेट हो या क्वाड हो, हर एक में एक बहुत ही यूनिक इनिशिएटिव लिया है। और मैं समझता हूँ ये यूनिवर्सिटी, ये जो आपका इनिशिएटिव है, आने वाले दिनों में बहुत बड़ा प्रभाव पैदा करेगा। और मुझे विश्वास है कि आज की हमारी बातचीत में भी इन सारे विषयों को हम विस्तार से विचार विमर्श करके हम कैसे साथ कर सकते हैं, हम एक दूसरे के लिए भी और दोनों मिलकर दुनिया के लिए भी क्या कुछ पॉजिटिव कर सकते हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि आपके नेतृत्व में आज की चर्चा बहुत सार्थक रहेगी।
Mr. President, you mentioned very important issues, And after assuming charge as President of the United States, you have taken very unique initiatives, whether that be COVID-19, climate change, or even Quad. And in the days after that, after taking this initiative, you have made and deployed great efforts to bring them to implement your vision. And also today we have this opportunity to discuss all these issues in great detail. And after our discussions, we will look towards how we can work further together, not only for our respective countries, but for the entire world, how we can take positive action. And I am I'm absolutely convinced that under your leadership, whatever we do, it will be extremely relevant for the entire world.
राष्ट्रपति जी, मैं फिर से एक बार आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ इस गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत के लिए।
Once again, Mr. President, let me thank you profusely for this very warm welcome.
Mr. President, when will vaccine deliveries under the Quad initiative start? When will vaccine deliveries under the Quad initiative start?
A lot of important messages, an impromptu press conference, well, not a press conference, but certainly a couple of very important remarks by the US President and Prime Minister Modi as well. President Biden speaking about the relationship being on an upswing, a shared commitment in fighting COVID, the importance of dealing with climate change, the security challenge in the Asia Pacific, and repeating what Kamala Harris had said earlier on, the US Vice President, when he spoke about the importance of democratic values, diversity, tolerance and non-violence being so important, matters more now than perhaps ever, he said. And he also spoke of Mahatma Gandhi. The Prime Minister thanked the US President for a warm welcome. He recalled their interactions in 2014 and 2016. He said that time you had shared your visions for ties between India and America. I'm glad to see you are working to realize this vision. Today's bilateral summit is important. We are meeting at the start of the third decade of the century. Your leadership will certainly play an important role in how this decade is shaped. The seeds have been sown for an even stronger friendship between India and the United States. This decade, the Prime Minister said, will be shaped by talent and people-to-people linkages. I'm glad the Indian diaspora is making an active contribution towards America's progress. We're going to take a short break.